You're a woman, I'm a woman. I can intuitively relate to you as you may intuitively relate to me. We get each other. But men and masculine creatures are completely different. They are almost a different species. So in this video, I want to share with you the 5 important insights that you need to know right now that will ease your worries with men. Hey guys, it's Renee here, the founder of thefemininewoman.com and co-founder of Shenwade Media, where we teach you how to show up as a high-value, high-status woman whom easily inspires a deep emotional commitment from men. By the way, I wanted to make this video shorter just for YouTube, but the whole post is live on my blog and it has probably twice or 3 times the content in this video. So if you wanted more details, you want more juice and to learn more after this video, then click on the link below and go through my blog post. It'll be worth your time, I promise. All right, let's talk about some truths about men. Here's a fact. Most of the things that you worry about to do with men are actually not anything to worry about. It's very easy to forget all the little details when you're stressed out or upset about your relationship issues. Now, us as women, we sometimes worry about the smallest and most insignificant things in relationships, don't we? But I think that's in our nature for a good reason. We tend to make small things big because it helps us be attuned to our infant babies. When they're so small and so vulnerable and can't communicate anything to us, it pays to stay attentive and vigilant. But when it comes to men, most of us women just worry too much and unnecessarily. So my goal for this video is to reduce some of these worries and to get you to focus on what is actually important when it comes to men, love, and relationships. So with that being said, let's look at the 5 important insights into men that you need to know to ease your worries. Insight number 1, men judge you far less than you think they do. See, most of the time, it does not serve men to judge women because women are usually no threat to men. Who are women generally a threat to? Other women, right? And that's because of intrasexual competition. So a lot of the time, women need to look at the flaws or the inadequacies of other women to denigrate their rivals, to avoid losing social status and avoid losing access to men and resources. With women, the more unsafe she feels, the smaller she feels, the more she needs to be judgmental to keep threats at bay. But men, they won't judge you as much as you may think they would. First of all, you are no sexual threat to them. And second of all, it adds to a man's reproductive status to have more women around him. Of course, all that being said, there will be a small percentage of men who will potentially judge you. But who cares about them, right? I'm looking at you, MGTOW. Insight number 2. Men don't leave you and the relationship because you are not good enough. It's not about whether you're good enough or not. It is about how much emotional attraction he feels for you and how deep your connection is. I know that sometimes it's easier to feel like you're not good enough. I mean, we all do, right? At least in certain contexts. But when you're in a relationship with a man, he's not thinking whether you're good enough or not. He's looking at how the relationship makes him feel. Men leave for many reasons, but mostly it comes down to how they feel when they are with you. They usually leave because there was no good reason to stay with you, meaning the relationship didn't add enough value to his life. I mean, I'm sure it's the same with you, right? If you look back on your past relationships, when do you leave them? When they're not adding enough value to your life. Sometimes men leave because they felt bad enough about themselves around you enough times that it was just time to call it quits. Insight number 3. Men don't actually want you to hold everything in and pretend everything is okay. Holding everything in and pretending you are fine is the wrong idea. Sharing your emotions, specifically your primary and your deepest emotion, which means your most vulnerable emotion that we all tend to mostly cover up, those inspire men. After all, you have emotions for a good reason. Holding feelings in may get you through your busy and stressful day. There's no doubting that. But it will always backfire on you long term. It will cause you to reject important parts of yourself and as a result, close off connection in your relationship to an extent. If you want to connect deeply with others, well, you first have to be able to connect deeply with yourself. Otherwise, that fear is going to prevent you from ever connecting deeply with anyone else. Now, yes, you will get some people who will say, men hate women who are too emotional. But here's what they're really saying. They are saying that men hate feeling blamed or criticized for things that they don't feel responsible for. Insight number 4. Men will usually mistranslate and misunderstand your feminine communication. And that isn't your fault. When I first realized this, it felt like a gift, a well-kept secret, and a reason not to worry. It felt like, thank God, maybe men actually do want to be there for you. They want to be your hero. What a novel concept. A lot of the time, men see their world through their own masculine filters, and we see the world through our own feminine filters. And so to get communication through to men, it's not always easy with just words or anything that you can say. Men respond most to your primary emotions. And what I mean by that is the raw emotion and vulnerability deep down inside you. If there's something that you genuinely need so much that it makes you feel vulnerable, then it is likely that this need is genuine. And he will feel that, and he will want to provide if he cares for and loves you. This seems to be just how things work. Raw emotion gets across the message the most. Not complaining, not having a talk, because talks and complaining don't communicate any real emotions to men. So it's hard for men to really understand what you're trying to communicate if you're just talking. So from now on, make a point to try and actively feel. Insight number 5. Men wish you understood them deeply. All men wish you as a woman could understand them deeply and just get them on their level without them having to say anything. I'm sure there's a part of you that would love men to understand you without you having to spell everything out, right? Of course, the huge challenge here is the enormous differences between the masculine world and the feminine world. These two paradigms are like different universes. The very nature of masculine and feminine means that we can have polarity and deep emotional attraction, but this difference also makes it incredibly difficult to connect and to communicate effectively. And yes, this is going to happen in every relationship. It's something that we all have to deal with and grow through. But here's the good news. When you truly understand men through their masculine filters, you will stop worrying and feeling anxious. You won't get hurt and upset all the time because of misunderstandings. You'll have so much more certainty and assurance because of the power that comes with this type of understanding. Do you want to show up as a high-value woman overnight? Then the first thing for you to do is to start to understand and appreciate men for their masculine perspective. There is an incredible allure to women who understand men because these women are usually higher value, less defensive, and more radiant because of the lowered stress that comes from understanding men. Again, if you want to understand the masculine and the feminine more, head over to my blog where there's everything that you want to know. All right, that concludes this video. And by the way, I've got something really exciting to give away. Yes, give away in a few weeks. So like and subscribe, and I can't wait to share more with you soon. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.